When it comes to pollinators, we are told to love them all, whether that be wasps, hornets, honeybees, ants, bumblebees, yellow jackets, even flies. And I, as a gardener, have learned to kind of peacefully coexist with the ones that I don't quite like. But I hear from a lot of you that you would wish to just try to not attract them. And, maybe just have a garden and don't have them. Because maybe you don't want them, maybe you're afraid of them, or maybe you are deathly allergic to them, but you still want to have a garden. And this is kind of a tricky subject because obviously, as a gardener, I do try to attract pollinators into my garden of all kinds because they can be tremendous benefits to increasing production. But there are some plants that we're going to talk about to avoiding, I would say, the most dangerous of the pollinators, which are your highly aggressive wasps and hornets. Those, I think, are the pollinators that most gardeners could probably be totally happy living without. And so we're going to talk all about how to prevent wasps and hornets in your garden, because they can, especially this time of year in the late summer, early fall, they can be increasingly aggressive. And if you're allergic, that might just be a time you don't even enter your garden. But you might be able to get into your garden if you follow some of these tips. Let's go. And the first tip is by not planting plants that form umbels. This right here is a fennel plant. I have 2 fennel plants, and they form an umbel. An umbel is a grouping of flowers. And let me just tell you, these are covered in bald-faced hornets, one of the most aggressive hornets in North America. They are highly, highly aggressive. There's so many bald-faced hornets on this thing. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bald-faced hornets and a big fat 0 honeybees. Let's move on. Plants that produce umbels also includes dill. Dill is an attractant for the eastern yellow jacket, which is a native wasp to North America. However, it is a very, very aggressive wasp, and one that, if it doesn't like you, it'll just go out of its way to sting you. So dill is another one. There's also carrots produce an umbel. Parsley produces an umbel, as well as cilantro. And we got a lot of that in the farm. Or like I said, cilantro. Cilantro produces an umbel as well. An umbel is just a grouping of flowers, and for whatever reason, wasps and hornets absolutely love umbels. There are a tremendous amount of bees on this cilantro plant, on all these cilantro plants. It's like the whole field is like vibrating right now with wasps and hornets, as well as bumblebees and honeybees. So this is one where obviously it's a fringe one, but I see 6 honeybees, I see 1 bumblebee, but I absolutely see 1 eastern yellow jacket, 2 eastern yellow jackets. I see I think 3 or 4 eastern yellow jackets. So about a 50-50 ratio of wasps to honeybees, which again, the umbel. If you want to avoid the bumble, don't plant the umbel. Second tip to avoiding wasps and hornets is to actually avoid wet clay. Now, this is a very niche thing, but if you have a pond or just an area that holds water that is rich in clay, like what we have here, this is a wasp and hornet's best friend. Reason why is they actually will chew this up along with little bits of wood chips and wood pulp and fiber, mix it up, and then with their saliva creates their nest. That's actually what they use for their home. So to resolve this, as much cover crop, as much grass, as much coverage as possible to essentially prevent wet clay from being exposed, because earlier in the season, this whole pond bank was just swarming with hornets and wasps. And that's because they literally use that wet clay, like I said, mix it up with the wood pulp, and that's what they make their nests out of, especially bald-faced hornets. And so I highly recommend, trying to avoid that if at all possible. It's an odd one, but it absolutely can really attract those pollinators that you don't want. I put pollinators in air quotes because they might pollinate, but they also are not my friend, at least. I've been stung 4 times already this year by them, just by being in their space. So not friendly. Let's move on to the third tip, and this one is pretty common sense, but one that I think a lot of people often forget about. And that third tip is just making sure you don't have any fruits laying around. Fruits, like even tomatoes are biologically a fruit, are high in sugar. And this time of year, late fall, sugars attract hornets and wasps like crazy. So if you ever had a picnic, if you've ever been out just enjoying a nice meal, and they won't leave you alone, you're trying to eat an ice cream cone with your family and you're getting just dive bombed left and right, they're after that sugar. And so by either harvesting fruit, not letting it sit on the ground, like if we have these apples here that are sitting on the ground, picking them up, getting them off the ground. Tomatoes, pick them up, get them off the ground. Making sure that they're not sitting around can greatly reduce the presence of hornets and wasps in your garden. And so I know that everyone loves growing apples. I know that everyone loves growing pears and peaches. If you are gonna grow them, you have to harvest them quickly. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you all learned something new. I know, there's one other thing I was gonna mention as well. A lot of people will say, what about wasp traps? What about hornet traps? Is this something that I can use to reduce their numbers? Hornet and wasp traps can be somewhat effective, but can also sometimes bring more into the area. So it can kind of be a catch-22. But I don't use them personally. You can try if you want. Let me know how they work for you in the comments box down below. But as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you all learned something new. And we're getting a mulch delivery, so I gotta get back to mulching these trees. As always, grow bigger, take care, bye. Hey, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed, consider clicking this one. You'll probably enjoy it just as much. I wanna thank you for your viewership, because without it, this channel would not be as amazing as it is. Also, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. It's free, and we upload videos every Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. We also have vegetable seeds, fertilizer, or tools. If you need any of those, consider visiting MIgardener.com. Links will be in the description box below. We've got you covered. And as always, we'll see you all in the garden. Take care.